So, Fee, what new plans or ideas will you try to implement within your state?
Well, the baseline of what I want to do, like I said in my speech, is that I want us to really create a community-based state where we're a resource for each other. So, for example, I want my board from UVSA-UIUC and UVSA-UIC to collaborate. Maybe we would do a presentation about how we can raise awareness for something along the lines of mental health or something specific that we want to accomplish. It could be any goal, and then we would use that same presentation or workshop that we work on, and we could standardize it and work it and present it to our respective VSAs so that we could collaborate together as opposed to just doing our own thing, and we could bounce off each other. Yeah.
Okay, Fee. My next question is, what will you strengthen between your state and UVSA-Midwest?
I think one of the biggest issues between our state and UVSA-Midwest is just awareness in general. No one really knows what we do, or what UVSA-Midwest does, and I want to raise awareness and really stress the importance of the impact that UVSA-Midwest does. And then hopefully through that, we could build connections externally and then create passion and inspiration that way.
Fee, what do you think were some things that could have been improved from the previous CoSR member, and how do you plan to improve these areas?
I feel like the previous CoSR member really lacked the communication that we needed to collaborate what was going on between each other's schools, whether it be through Loyola or UIC or UIUC. I feel like our schools are very isolated, and our previous CoSR didn't provide the necessary resources for us to gain any benefit from being in UVSA-Midwest or even using it as a tool to gain something. So I would want to improve on that by keeping communication really open and being a lot more accountable and being the representative for the state of Illinois, whether it be through providing resources or providing information and transparency.
Okay, so we have about 2 more minutes left of answering time. Do you have any questions for Fee? Take your time.
Let's say you were to become the co-star, like how would you also benefit maybe from like the other Midwest VSAs besides just the ones in Illinois? Like how would you be able to maybe collab with other VSAs? Like what are your plans for that, if you had any?
Yeah, I think being in the CoSR gives me a huge incentive to really reach out to other VSAs, and not only just like socially, that I would provide the communication that we need to know what's going on, but like knowing more than just like social events, like what are they doing that's really helping their VSA, or what are they doing to like make an impact, and then I could bring that back. This kind of goes back to like the community-based model, so like we could really use what they're doing and then implement that in our programming in our local VSAs.
Okay, we have about 1:30 left for answering time. Do you have a question, Vincent?
No. So how do you plan on addressing the issue with Illinois' VSA's involvement with UVSA?
I think the main problem, which would be a lack of involvement, really comes from a lack of passion, a lack of awareness from what UVSA-Midwest does. So I think creating a base of us getting to know each other is really a strong foundation for people to branch out to something like UVSA-Midwest. So like I could encourage more events between us because we only have 2 a year, and that really doesn't make the mold for a strong base. So at least when people go to UVSA-Midwest events, they would know people from Illinois, and we would start out locally, and that would branch out externally.
Okay. About 45 seconds left of answering time. Does anyone else have question? Okay. Fee, I wanted to ask you, how do you plan on managing your time with all the commitments that you have this year?
So I do actually have a lot of commitments this year. I have a very busy school semester, and I'm the current president, and I'm planning to be on VO1 staff. But I do know the responsibilities that it takes and is required to become a CoSR. So I would say that I do have very good time management skills, but I would put CoSR at a very top priority ahead of VO1 staff. So if I would need to draw out of something, then I would. To compensate for that.
Yeah, okay, 15 seconds left. Do you guys have any last questions? I have a question. So when you work within a group dynamic, how would you define your role within a group?
As like a leadership role.
Yeah, so like, group dynamic, there could be like someone who's a motivator, someone who's like the delegator, or someone who's like, brings energy. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for the most part. I would say in a group dynamic, I'm definitely the type of person to provide empathy for whatever people I'm leading, and that way I can understand where they're coming from, and then lead as not one that a person follows, but someone that goes with them. Yeah.
And we are out of time for Q&A. Okay, and then, so that's it for elections for now. Thanks for answering all the questions and giving your speech, Fee. And the next steps will be voting, which will be done online, I think after Leadership Summit.
Awesome.
Is there anything else? Yes?
Woo.
Oh.